My name is Bret Fanshaw. I work as the state advocate for Environment Arizona, which is a statewide environmental advocacy organization. I've been doing this work in Arizona for almost 5 years, and we work on clean air, clean water, and open space issues, which in Arizona has meant working to make sure we get more solar energy, working to make sure that we have clean air and that our power plants are getting cleaned up, and that we're tackling climate change and global warming and reducing carbon pollution, and that our water is clean, and that we have state and national parks are open and funded. So those are kind of broadly some of our issues. There's a bunch of things people can do, everything from biking or walking to work and making sure that you're not contributing to climate change by driving a car, but I think more so is to make sure that to get your friends and people that involved in ways that can impact whatever political leadership decisions are being made around climate issues, because that's going to just be critical for, especially living in Arizona, where the impacts are pretty clear, and we're already seeing them. 15 years of drought, intense wildfires. Last summer was the hottest summer on record in the city of Phoenix, and so the more steps that we can take to make sure that people like Mayor Stanton are focusing on climate change and getting more solar in Phoenix, or that our members of Congress are standing up for climate action in DC, those things are going to have a huge impact. So, yeah.
How important do you think it is for the younger generation to start getting involved more in politics and try to affect change in that area?
I think it's huge. I think our generation's the one that's really going to change the tone of things and get us away from dirty fossil fuels, and also take this love that I think a lot of people have for hiking in our national parks and keeping those places open and funded, and protecting new places from development are going to be really important as well. Phoenix is the third best city for installed solar in the whole country in terms of major U.S. cities that we looked at. So just behind Los Angeles and San Diego, which in California they have pretty strong goals for clean energy, and so it's not too surprising that those cities are better than Phoenix, where our renewable energy standard is a little bit lower and the political situation is a little bit tougher. And you see utility companies like Arizona Public Service, APS, actually attacking solar energy at the state level and asking our Corporation Commission, which is the body that regulates energy policy in the state, to roll back solar and make it harder for people to go solar. And so we don't want to see that happen. So one of the things that Environment Arizona is working to do is to help people in their communities meet with their city councilors and their mayors to ask them to adopt stronger solar goals for the cities, because there's a lot of things cities can do to actually say in their planning documents, or when they decide to, like the city of Tempe, for example, has this wastewater treatment facility, and they just put a big solar thing next to it to power the facility, because that makes a lot of sense, and then they don't have to buy fossil fuel energy from SRP to do that. And so the more that we can get cities to embrace clean energy, I think the better. And that's really where we can make progress in the face of kind of opposition at the state level, because right now the commission that regulates energy is just not as friendly to solar as it should be. So.
Describe for me a dream Arizona.
I'd love to see Arizona run 100% on renewable energy. And I think we can get there. I think it's going to take a combination of lots of solar on every possible building that it makes sense to do that in our cities. Solar plants where they make sense in the desert, mixed with wind energy and some tapping into some geothermal. That should be a huge goal for this state, and then we can start exporting it out to other places that might not be as sunny or have the resources that we have. I think we need to be thinking about sustainability in the desert and what it makes, what it means to live in a place that naturally does not have a lot of water, and being conscious of our water resources and using them in, using our water in ways that make sense. So, using more rainwater barrels for gray water, not having lawns or golf courses, and things that waste a lot of water. Um, it, and living sort of lavishly, I think we're going to have to realize at some point over the next 50, 100 years that that water is going to become scarcer, and especially as the climate starts to change and it gets hotter here and drier and things like that. When you think about cars, and there's going to be more electric cars on the road, and so the idea, and some people are already doing this, is you could just plug your car into your house, which is powered by solar panels and the sun, and so then you're having less impacts on air quality issues as well, which is it's pretty big in Phoenix right now, and got the brown cloud and things like that. So we want to take care of those problems too.